Hey broker community, welcome back to the weekly sales meeting. I am Katie Sweeney, EVP of Strategy here at AIME. I hope all of y'all had an amazing Labor Day weekend and had a chance to at least stop and take a little bit of a break and hang out with your family and friends. I know we've been in a crazy environment over the last 6 months, but you have to remember to stop and refresh, at least for a moment. Now that we're back, it's time to get back to work. So this week we're talking about setting goals and staying committed as we round out the third quarter and head into Q4. If you haven't set goals yet this year, what are you doing? You should have set goals back in January. If you didn't, create some goals right now. If you set goals back in January, do they need to be adjusted? It's time to stop and take a look at what those goals were, what you've been able to achieve so far this year. So many people have come to us and said they beat their goals in the second quarter that they had set annually. That's amazing. Did you set new goals? If you didn't set new goals, it's time to adjust them right now. Look at what your objectives were for the year and see how far along you are. Are you ahead of the schedule? Are you behind? Are you on pace? Where are you at? Let's take stock of what you've been doing and adjust your goals going into the end of the third quarter so that we can hit the fourth quarter strong. Along with setting new goals, you got to stay committed. So once you get them set, it's easy to get distracted at the end of the year. From here on out, there's a holiday every single month. Kids are back in school. There's a lot going on. Football is finally coming back, which I know I'm excited about. But in the midst of all of this change and some semblance of normalcy that looks like it's starting to return, you got to stay committed to the goals that you're setting. So let's not get lazy. Don't get distracted just because you beat your goals or you know that you're going to beat the goals that you set at the beginning of the year doesn't mean that you shouldn't be trying to outpace what you've currently done. So stay committed, stay focused, make sure that you know what your goals are so that you can track towards them accordingly. If you need a little bit of help, get a coach. There's no shame in finding a coach and working with a coach. All the greats had them. Nolan Ryan, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, every single one of them not only grew up with coaches, they continued to work with coaches throughout the entirety of their careers. A lot of them credit their coaches with a lot of their success. That's amazing. Commit to a coach, find somebody who fits your personality, who can help you grow your business. We've got a ton of great coaches within our network. One of them is Christine Beckwith with 2020 Vision for Success. She's got an entire team of coaches over there that can help you with everything. It's not just about building your business and how many loans you want to close on a monthly basis. Though they offer that as well, they're also talking to you about financial planning for the future, mental health, making sure that you're taking care of yourself in the midst of growing your business, how to strategize on social media. They've even got some of our members that are coming in as spotlight speakers for different events that they're hosting that can give personal insights. You've seen a lot of them before. There's a ton of faces that you're going to recognize within Christine's platform that have worked with us here at AIME that are our members that we talk to all the time. Check out Christine and her team if you haven't had a chance to yet. You can find all the details on the BAB network page on the AIME group website. We'll drop the link to our partnership with Christine and her team in the comments here as well. UWM has another big announcement this week. So we just want to touch on it quickly. They're rolling out, or did roll out this morning, Conquest for cash out refis. It's something that hasn't been available before. So now you've got regular conventional rate term, you've got cash out, you've got VA, you've got VA IRRRLs. There's a ton of opportunities with the Conquest program. Along with that, they're also reducing your lock extension costs. So lock extensions for Conquest products are now going to be the same as all the other products within UWM's offering. So check them out. Conquest is now expanded even more, which is incredible. Tons of opportunity for you to expand product offerings for the borrowers that are currently in your pipeline, and for cash out, the ones that are going to be looking to pull money out and do some home renos in the fall or get ready for Christmas. Now's a great opportunity to start talking to your customers about that cash out option. We've got a new BAB network partner that is joining this week, Shape. We've been talking to a lot of y'all about Shape for quite some time. I think I started talking to some of our members about Shape and the opportunity there back in April or May. We're really excited that we have finally brought them into the network. If you don't know who they are, they've got a CRM plus a point of sale. They've got some of the best LOS integrations on the market. They've got an amazing offering for our Brokerage or Better members, AIME members, you can prioritize leads, create automated emails, keep in touch with your clients throughout the loan transaction, and also with nurture campaigns immediately following the loan transaction. But really, I think what sets Shape apart is the LOS integrations that they have. It's bidirectional information that's flowing back and forth with multiple LOSs that are out there. We're going to be working to help them integrate with even more LOSs, many of which are currently also a part of our network. So there's going to be more to come with our partnership with Shape, but check them out if you haven't had a chance to yet. You can also find them on the BAB network page, and we'll drop that link to our partnership with Shape as well. Finally, AIME Fuse Virtual. We're only a couple weeks away. We just announced the agenda yesterday. Hopefully everybody had a chance to see it. We've got 7 different spotlight speakers, 2 different keynotes, 9 different panel discussions, hours and hours and hours of content that's going to be available exclusively through our virtual platform. Again, this is not a Zoom meeting. There's a ton that goes into this platform. You'll be able to schedule meetings. You can schedule demos. You can talk individually with any of our sponsors or BAB network partners. They will all have virtual booths within the platform. You'll also be able to choose which content track you want to listen in on at any given time. So we'll have multiple pieces of content that will be running live at the same time. You'll be able to navigate back and forth between different sessions, just like you could walk into different breakout rooms if you were at an event in person. All of this content is going to be available for a short period of time after the event as well. So anything that you're not able to watch the day of, you will be able to watch for another week or week and a half immediately following the event. So any of the content that was running on a separate track that you didn't get a chance to tune into, if you have to step away and deal with a borrower or work with a referral partner in the afternoon and you miss one of our sessions, they'll all be available on demand immediately following the event. We'll also have some behind the scenes footage we're putting in there that will only be available within the platform. It's going to be really great. I can't stress enough that it's not a Zoom call. It's a true platform. We finally got a chance to demo it with a lot of our partners and sponsors. I have to say the response was pretty overwhelming, very positive. People are very excited. We've invested a ton into it. We're doing the entire event from a live production studio in Michigan. So you're gonna see a lot of really amazing stuff, content that you've never had a chance to see before that is only available within the AIME Fuse virtual platform. If you haven't gotten a ticket, get one now. We're also going to be making some announcements coming up pretty soon about watch parties if you want to host them with your own company. So check out the BAB Facebook group for more information there on boxes that we're going to actually be shipping out to help you host these events locally within your own companies or with other brokers in your area. We're also going to be making some announcements pretty soon on some networking events post-Fuse that we'll be hosting around the country with some of our partners and sponsors. So if you're interested in hosting an event in your area, please let us know in the comments. If you're interested in attending an event in an area, let us know where you are and how many people you think would be able to join so that we're able to work with you as closely as possible. But some big news coming there for some big cities that we have a ton of AIME members that are in. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's all I got today. Renee, take it away.
All right. So we are now approaching the end of the third quarter of this year. And where has this year gone? It feels like it's gone by immensely fast. Or maybe you're feeling like this has been taking forever. Time is relative, but regardless, however you've interpreted this, we're approaching the end of the third quarter, and it's time to start looking at not only the results that we have, but where are we headed towards the end of the year. And so today I want to talk to you about this concept of lagging and leading indicators. We all deal with indicators every single day, but the biggest mistake that I see loan officers and business people make is that most of their indicators or their metrics are lagging. So let me give you a definition. A lagging indicator is a historical metric that tells you how you've done. It looks backwards, okay? So how many sales you've closed, how much money you have in the bank. That is historical, right? It tells you everything you've done has led you to this point. Leading indicators is a measure today that predicts a measure tomorrow, a number today that predicts a number tomorrow. And so the best way to understand the difference is understanding the canary in the coal mine example. Now, first, can we get a little love for my canary that I drew here, please? All right, put your comments below. Tell me how awesome my canary is. But back in the day, canaries would go follow coal miners into the coal mines. And they knew that canaries had a smaller, weaker respiratory system. And if they were down there in the coal mines and the canary had a hard time breathing, would begin to struggle or even keel over and die, they knew that they were next. That was an early indication that they should get out of the coal mine. And so we have to start asking ourselves, what are the canaries that we're bringing into our coal mines? What are the things that tell us how we're doing today is going to predict a number for tomorrow? And so I want to bring you back to something that we covered way back in the beginning, which was sales math. If you remember these numbers here, the number 1, 1.5, 2.55, and 25, if you don't remember them, I'll give you the quick recap. This is, and I did it sideways, normally it's up and down, but if you want one loan, you have to have 1.5 applications because you have a 66% conversion ratio. If you want 1.5 applications, you have to have 2.5 meetings because all of your applications come from meetings. If you want 2.5 meetings, you have to have 5 leads, people that are interested in even meeting with you. And those 5 leads come from 5 leads. Meetings come from 5 leads because about 50% of your leads will meet with you. But those 5 leads come from 25 talk-tos. So most of the measures, I'm guessing, in your sales meetings or in company metrics have to do with the lagging indicator. How many sales have you done so far? There's nothing worse than saying, hey, wow, hearing that manager say, sales are low. You probably should go sell more. Most people are going to be like, yeah, I know. I already know my sales are low. My bank account's telling me that every single day. I need a measure that if I do this today, it's going to trigger something tomorrow. So the further you move down this line, the more of a leading indicator you have. Obviously, if I'm tracking number of meetings, I can derive how many applications. But if I'm looking at a daily basis of how many talk-tos I'm having on a daily basis and that conversion into leads and managing that process, these over here are your early indicators. And so I want to make today simple and sweet because I want to leave you with one task. And I really, really want you to do this because this is so critical. Times like this do us a disservice. They force us to focus on business that is need and the demands that's there, which is refinance business. But it can hurt you in the long run. And so I want you to take a measure, one specific measure, and I'm challenging you, please, I ask this, you guys don't follow through because I look at the comments and I don't see it. So I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you with enthusiasm. Please, I want you to measure your purchase to refinance ratio. If you are higher in purchase than you are refinance right now, you're good. Things are great. But I'm going to take a wild guess that a lot of you out there have a higher percentage of refinances than you do purchase. That is a very dangerous place for your business to be in, and I need you to take that seriously. I'm not saying don't do refinances. What I'm saying is the ratio can get out of hand. And so here's what I need you to do. I want you to pretend that if you were to lose all the refinances that you have right now, where would your business be? What would you need to do to increase your purchase business? What referral partners would you need to bring on board? Is it a real estate agent? Is it a financial advisor? Do you work with divorce attorneys, insurance agents? Who is it that you work with to drive that? You also need to have the system to deal with the demand of the refinances. But from a mindset perspective and a business philosophy and a strategy, you got to stay purchase focused. Now here, we've heard this so many times, your realtors are lonely. They're not getting the phone calls. And they all know, trust me, I work with thousands of them every year. They all know that they're going to start getting the phone calls once interest rates go up. Don't be that guy or that gal. Start talking to them early. I built an entire career of helping senior executives, CEOs that lost their job. That's when I would call them. Nobody was calling them. It made me part of a very short list of people that were there for them during transition. And if I could help them through the transition, guess who they remembered when they had a job again? They remembered me. Real estate agents are no different. They're being ignored right now. So you need to have that strategy to go out there and add value, differentiate yourself, and service them in some way, shape, or form. But I need you, what's your purchase percentage versus refinance percentage? And if that number scares you, then you've got some work to do. That is your early indicator. If you've got too many refinances, I can already tell you what's going to happen when interest rates go up. So again, we always ask, how productive were you this week? How productive were you this week? But now start thinking, how productive have you been this year? And not only productive, have you been productive in the right stuff? So again, if you would, please put your numbers down there. If you're proud of what you've been doing and you're a strong purchase business, tell us about it. Tell us what you're doing. If you're worried and scared, we're not judging. Tell us, hey, I'm too heavy on the refinance. What should I be doing? And this community is full of people that are doing this well. And my last message, sign up for Fuse. It is going to be such a powerful event. And for the price of entry, it's a night out on the town. And you're going to be able to network with all of us. Some amazing speakers are lined up. And please, please make sure that you're registered for it. I personally will be a part of it and can't wait to see and interact with all of you. So again, make sure you join us here every week and stay focused on finishing strong. Back to you, Philly.
Thanks, Renee. Thank you for, as always, what you do, the great insight that you have. You definitely went the extra mile on this one today, and I can't appreciate more than anything that you do for us. But I actually think this week is a great topic, especially coming off the break, of maintaining your goals, creating your goals, and adjusting to them. So obviously that's what we're going to talk about this week. My name is Mark Summers. I'm the president of AIME, and I want to talk about goals, kind of what I do with them. As I've always talked to you guys about before, I am a current mortgage broker. Kind of how I put my insight on things. It may not be for everyone, but I'm going to tell you this right now. With our community and everything we do, the more insight that we can have on this, the better it will help everyone. So first off, I want to talk about this is especially coming off a break, especially coming or seeing what we have going on with this current industry. I want to tell everyone this right now. We need to push ourselves. Okay, now we've had it really good for so long, but this is a unique time when we have rates in the twos, lending partners that are true lending partners to us, giving us marketing materials, consumers that really need us right now. What I want everyone to do is really sit back, and there's only one person that can answer this, and it's you. Is how well can you push yourself? Now I know there's a fine line, and the fine line is this: is we don't want to burn ourselves out. We have the ability to burn ourselves out. We have the ability to take on too much. We have the ability to overpromise and underdeliver. But I don't want anyone doing that. What I want everyone to do, especially after this break, is to take a quick look at what we do. And there's only one person that can answer this, and it's you. Is how can I push myself? And whether it's your process, whether it's your attitude, whether it's everything that you do, is how can you push yourself to that next level? Because the quarter just ended. We got a new quarter coming up. We're going to crush it for the rest of the year. How can you push yourself to the next level? And that's what I want everyone to sit back and ask themselves is how can they push themselves to the next level, which I think everyone can. Just like I said, we are best for consumers. How can we push ourselves is the question we need to ask ourselves and take it to the next level. And I guarantee you that you're going to set yourself up for the future. Now, number two is how do you hold yourself accountable? I think that's a big thing is, do you really hold yourself accountable, and how do you hold yourself accountable? Now, I think there's many different ways to do this, which is, you have two types of people, or there's maybe a hybrid of this person, which is some people are punishment people. What I mean by that is if they don't get X amount of applications in for the week or close X amount of loans a week, they punish themselves. So that means they may have to come into work on Saturday. Maybe they make themselves run a couple miles. I don't know what it is, but everyone has their own little clique that goes with them. And, maybe it's the punish route, or it may be the reward route. Now that reward route might be, hey, I did this week. I closed 3, 5, 7, 10 loans. I don't know. Whatever your goals are, which comes first, maybe you reward yourself. Maybe you reward yourself with a nice meal. Maybe you reward yourself with a nice watch. I don't know. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. What I want everyone to understand is there's a system going on here, and it's how you hold yourself accountable and whatever makes you tick. And it may be a hybrid. Some people may have short-term goals where they're punishment and then big rewards, or vice versa. At the end of the day, it boils down to this: is one, you have to set a goal. What are our goals from now, especially after the break, for the rest of the year, for the rest of the quarter? And then number two is how do you hold yourself accountable? And I think that's huge. Is the accountability thing, and that's what makes people unique in who they are, and that's what makes people successful. Is how do they hold themselves accountable? Instead of having the excuse of it was a shortened week, it was hot out this week, whatever the case may be. How do you hold yourself accountable? And I think that's really key. So I'm a simplistic person. I think you set your goals, you hold yourself accountable. I think everything else takes care of itself. But I'm going to give you a few tips here of how I deal with things. And I really think I could probably give 20 tips during this time, but I'm just going to give you a few of the ones that I have. which is number one is this, is take care of the people that make you successful. I think that's really key in what we do. There's tons of people around me that make me successful, or that put me to that next level. And it could be as simple as your family. It could be simple as your LOA, your loan officer assistant, your contract processor, your lender, whatever the case may be. People that make you successful, make sure you take care of them, because I truly think that the biggest asset in this world right now is not, just what we provide, but it's also, the people around us that make us who we are. And I think that's really key. Number two is make time for yourself. Each person is different again, and that's what makes our business so beautiful is, find time for yourself. It could be as simple as, doing a 20-minute walk, a 45-minute workout. It could be taking your kids to school or making them breakfast, whatever the case may be. But when that time comes, I'm telling you right now, put time aside for yourself and for your family. If you have a family, that it's just you. We put so much stress on ourselves. We go through so many different things that I just don't want everyone thinking about loans all the time. Trust me, they're absolutely crucial in this world, and what we do for families and what we do for people and their biggest financial decision. Trust me, I think it's absolutely right, but there's also that time where we need to step away from this, take a breath, focus on our family, focus on ourselves. I think it's absolutely key. Another great one, which I think is communicate with your peers. And what I mean by that is I always equate it to working out or trying to get in shape. When you're trying to get in shape, you may be able to run a 10-minute mile. But if your best friend down the street who you think you're comparable to or who's a peer to you can run it in 8, it's always going to push you that extra mile. So it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, which is push yourself. Absolutely push yourself as much as you can. But if you don't know the level that you need to push yourself at, I think it's absolutely crucial to know what other people are doing. So that's why I always say, speak with your peers, speak with the people down the street from you, with almost every case of life, and especially with loans, and especially with this community that we've brought together with this. The Brokers Are Better Network is a great communication tool when it comes to this, see what other people are doing. It's okay to compare yourself. I don't want everyone to be like ultra competitive in terms of you want to put the other person down, but at the same time, if you're trying to have someone's success help your success, I'm absolutely all about that. So if you're doing 15 loans a month, 20 loans a month, but the guy down the street from you who is a peer of yours, because we're all in this community together, is doing 30, that's where I want you to push yourself to that next level and get there. The last thing, which I think is absolutely important when it comes down to this, is write your goals down. Listen, if you just talk about your goals, they're kind of just these little pipe dreams. But if you hang it up in your bedroom mirror, if you put it in your car, you put it in your office, that these are what my goals are going to be, they're always staring at you in the face. My college coach taught me that a long time ago. Told me, hey, listen, what do you want to accomplish? If you want to accomplish it, put it in writing so it's always staring at you in your face. If you just say one day, hey, I want to do XYZ, well, then XYZ is not going to happen because it's not always staring at you in your face. And I actually think that comes to every aspect of your life. So what I'm doing now, and I've been doing for actually a little bit of time here, which I told you I've learned from my college coaches, I put a bunch of different goals in front of me, and not just my professional goals, but they're my family goals, they're my personal goals. So they're always looking at me in the face. So I always can look at them and say, I'm going to get you. I'm going to not only get you, but I'm going to do better than you. And I think that's where this industry stands with us completely, is we have such a gold rush. We have such a great opportunity in front of us, not only one, to make money, but two, as I've always said, is we help consumers more than anyone. So if we have that ability to, chase this little gold rush, and then more importantly, help consumers, it's a win-win situation for all of us. So why not attain that goal and go for it? So that's kind of how I feel about things. I think that, those are probably my two simplistic things of how I go towards things. And then those are just my tips that I try to look at every day and try to move forward. So listen, I thank everyone for joining us this week for the weekly sales meeting. Obviously Katie did a great job. Renee kills it every time. Listen, we're going to crush the rest of this year, and I want you guys to feel it. I want you to understand it. I want you to feel empowered, because like I've always said is, listen, we help people make some of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. And truly, we're game changers. We're life changers for people. And you have to understand that, and you have to feel that you're able to do that and move forward with it. So, just like I said, I want to thank you for coming to our weekly sales meeting. I know it's going to be a little bit of a short week, but listen, there's only one group of people in this industry that I love in a short week, and it's the mortgage brokers. It's our community, because we're going to kill it. So continue to do it. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I do not have a legislative update this week. Things are kind of status quo, especially with the short holiday. So once again, want to thank all of you members for joining us today. My name is Mark Summers. I'm the president of AIME. Thank you for joining the weekly sales meeting, and can't wait to see you next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, guys.